Hey guys, before the video gets started here real quick, I want to go ahead and quickly ask you guys a question. There is going to be a poll that pops up in the top right hand corner. Go ahead and click on that and tell me your opinion on this question. I want to know, do you guys want to see me work on the eBART route next episode, the actual mainline route, or do you want me to see me detail the Pittsburgh area first? So let me know, and on to the video. Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Andrew and welcome to Train Simulator 2017. In case you guys don't know, yesterday I released a trailer video explaining what the new series is, and this is exactly that series. The series is that we are going to be creating the Bay Area Rapid Transit route inside of Train Simulator. Now, I have already created a test version just to see how well it would turn out. Plus, this is also my third time trying to record this, so bear with me. But we are going to create a completely new route. Okay, so I'm just going to delete the old one, and the way you create a new route is just you pick a template. You have to pick a template first in order to do any type of route. I'm going to use the North Jersey template. This will be the only requirement for actually downloading the map when it's finished. So you have to make sure that you have the any route that is in North Jersey, such as in the New York to New Haven line. That one's a part of it. The New York to Morristown line, the Philadelphia to New York, and the Northeast Corridor line. So that's just to name a few. Okay, so as long as you have a route that is relative to the North Jersey template, you will be able to download this map when it's finished. True, I'm not going to be publishing it anytime soon, mostly for the fact that I don't feel like I'm going to publish it anytime soon. What are we going to name this? Well, to be frank, what I named the test version of this, Bay Area Rapid Transit. Okay, and then when you click the create button, it will actually just drop down here in your routes list. You just want to click this and click the edit button, and then it will take you into the load screen where it will take you over into the world editor. This is where almost all of the work that we'll be doing on this route will actually be coming from. The only part of this route that will actually be coming from like any other portion will be the scenario editor. So this is our spawn point, and quickly, this is a daunting task, right? In fact, before I continue recording, I just want to go ahead and check something. Yeah, everything is all good. I want to go ahead and show you guys something real quick. Okay, so the number one thing that I was thinking about is what section of BART should I start off with first? Frankly, I think that the place that I want to start off first is on one of the main lines. There's a total of 2 main lines on BART. There's the Pittsburgh Bay Point to SFO Millbrae line, and then there is the Richmond to Warm Springs and South Fremont line. Ugh. Then there are 2 branch lines, which is the SFO Airport branch, which there are multiple stations along that area, and then there's the Dublin Pleasanton branch, which there's only a total of 2 stations, planning to have a 3rd one on it soon. And another reason why I decided to start with the Pittsburgh area is because it connects over into eBART. In fact, I will go ahead and show you a satellite view that I have go ahead and described in some detail about what the route entails. And if I am clicking the right button, okay, you guys should now be seeing a satellite view of the Pittsburgh Bay Point area. I just want to confirm first. Oh, that's the wrong one. Hold on. I'll just confirm it with OBS. Should be, yeah, that one. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. So you guys are seeing right now that there are a total of 2 platforms within just the vicinity of Pittsburgh Bay Point. There's the actual main station, which connects up into the general public, and then there's the eBART transfer platform, which connects BART to eBART. And what it is that BART trains will leave the actual main station and head over into the eBART transfer platform. Okay. Once it arrives there, an eBART train will be awaiting for passengers to come on board. Okay. The same will happen vice versa. Okay. So when an eBART train pulls into the transfer platform, passengers will go from the eBART train over into the actual BART train, and then the BART train will go immediately into the main station. Okay? Sweet and simple. So, what section of that track are we going to start off with first? We are going to be starting off with this section right above where Bailey Road is. Bailey Road is a street that actually goes perpendicular with the track. As you can see right there, it's actually the off-ramp for connecting to the Pittsburg Bay Point line, or Pittsburg Bay Point Station. Blech. So let me go ahead and close that. Hopefully that worked. I just want to confirm. Yeah, it did. So that did work. So let's go back. And so what are we going to do first? Well, first I want to go ahead and come over to here. I want to select this little button right here. This is going to implement a grid for us to use around the center spawn area. This point, this marker right here is just the point where we spawn when we come into the map. This will be where we'll be facing and all that. So I'm just going to elevate it just a little bit. That way it's just right there. Okay? Right out of the way, we don't have to worry about it after that. We may have to worry about it later when we're actually like creating the areas that each individual trains will be going through. But aside from that note, we'll be okay. So first off, let's go ahead and go into the tracks menu, which is the second menu on here. There's a total of 4 menus. There is the scenery menu, tracks menu, terrain and paint menu, and then there is the scenario and route editor menu. We don't want to use that yet because honestly we do not have a route. We do not have a long enough route, I should say. So I'm going to go ahead and use script track. If you can tell right there, that is a script icon, meaning that this is a piece of track that is capable of having scripts be placed on it or something else like that. I'm not really too sure of the reason why, but that's the reason that I'm going to go with. I'm going to use the main track concrete. I believe that's what it's meant to be. So now we have this arrow right here. This arrow will allow us to place the track in any way. We can actually hold down the left button and adjust the angle of the actual track. We don't need to worry about that because it's actually pointing in the right direction that I want it to go. So quickly, I want to go ahead and change the grid size to be 10. Okay, that will allow the grid size to be a little bit more closer to what it is that I want to go for. And the amount of tracks that I want to use at first right here are 3 tracks. Okay, now 3 arrows will appear, so that way we actually know where we're going. I'm going to extend this piece of track. In fact, I'm going to come over to here. Okay, I'm going to extend this piece of track from here, and I'm going to extend it by 30 meters total. Why 30 meters, you may ask? Well, to put it simply, the length of the overpass bridge that runs above Bailey Road, that is for BART, is approximately 25 to 30 meters long. So that's good to know. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the central track. We just want to click the trash icon after we have selected it. So there we go. Now, what side are we going to start off with first? I think I want to start off with this side. This side is honestly the easiest side to work around with. I'm going to use a main track concrete. We don't need to worry about using 3 tracks anymore, so we'll go back down to 1 track. Honestly, the reason that I like to have the different tracks numbers is just so that way it makes it easier to lay down tracks. Okay. So we want to adjust this to have a length of about, I'm going to say 60. Okay. Now, I will be very finicky at times about how I'm actually laying down the track, but either way, as long as it is close enough, it'll be good in the long run. Okay, so hopefully I can go ahead and select the correct button here. Now I'm going to go and show you guys the station diagram that I have drawn up for you guys to see a preview of it. So now you guys are seeing a station diagram of how the actual like BART network is constructed based on like the lengths of the track, okay? As you can see, there's the Pittsburg Bay Point platform, and you can see a number that is located on the actual platform. The island platform, which is what Pittsburg Bay Point is mostly based off of, the island platform is a total of 230 meters. But we're going to be making the platform lengths a total of 235 meters. So after the crossover section of track, there is a siding on both sides. There's Bailey Road off right after the platform for the main station. Then right after that, there's the crossover tracks, which actually run along the canal. The canal doesn't actually just come straight in like this. It actually like comes like butt up against the track and then goes underneath it. And then you have the sidings for the trains that are currently in service. The black box that you can see right there, that is a maintenance connector, so that way passengers are or not the passengers, the driver and operators are able to get off the train without having to worry about like getting off at the station and having the computer AIs take control. And by the way, even though I mentioned earlier that the entire network is automated by computers, there is one exception to this. At terminus stations such as in Richmond, Pittsburg, Dublin, Pleasanton, in fact, Warm Springs, South Fremont, and Melbury and Daly City, those are the terminus locations for almost all the routes, okay? At terminus stations, drivers enter manual operation mode to allow the train to enter the platform, okay? This is simply just to allow for better convenience, not for just for the driver, but also for the passengers. So let's get back into the game. So you can see right here, we have a little side menu. And this side menu is just telling us like basic information about the route. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to adjust some of these settings. Okay, I'm going to adjust the speed limits, which are these numbers right here. I'm going to adjust it to 30. Okay. Now I don't have to worry about resetting these back because they automatically reselect when you select a new section of track. Then I want to go ahead and select the track type as yard. Yard is the closest track type that you can get that will allow you to basically have close to a short curve. And that's the reason why I'm using a 30 speed limit rather than using the default like 80 speed limit. Okay. I'm going to go total of 20 in length. You guys can see the length down at the bottom of the screen right there. The YouTube player might block it, so in case you guys aren't being able to see it, that right there is a total of 20 meters. Okay. And I like to go with the 20 meters because whenever you do 20 meters, it automatically creates these parts of the track. It makes it so much so convenient just to make the tracks a lot easier. So we want to do the same thing on the opposite side. And remember, 20 meters. Okay. And the same thing happens over there. Now, let's go ahead and select this section of track. And I just want to bring it up by, I think, 10 meters? I think it is. No, I want to do 9 meters. Right? 9 meters is preferably what I like to go for. In some occasions, I'll go with 10 meters, but most of the time, I'll go with 9 meters. Okay? And the reason that I say go with 9 meters is mostly for the fact that you have a little bit of like wiggle room. Okay, so we want to just right click and then select this section of track and 9 meters. Okay, now the tracks intersect with one another. In fact, I don't really like. I'm gonna go ahead and do 10 meters real quick. And boom. And boom. There we go. Now, this section, we need to use snap to track. This is one of the buggiest features, in my opinion, for train sim. So we use snap to track. We can snap this track over to this section of the track, which that is all well and good. No problem there, right? The weird thing is that if you select another piece of the track, and you select to continue a track, it doesn't give you the yellow box. Okay? And in my opinion, that gets frankly annoying. Okay? So quickly, I want to go and turn snap to track. Oh, keep snap to track on because I need to have it on. Put you back down the yard, and then put you guys down to 30. Okay. Now, if I remember correctly, the North Jersey template automatically determines that yes, you are aiming miles per hour here. Okay, so I don't need to worry about like saying mph after the number. So you can see right here that the tracks, yes, they cross over one another, but if a train were to come over from one side of the tracks to the other side and try to use this section right here, it would be impossible because they would be blocked by the cross track. So what we got to do, we got to select both sides of the track, okay, or both angles of the track, and we want to click this icon right here. Okay, it looks as though it's a 90-degree curve with a circle around the point. Okay, and what will happen is that a little gray box will appear above the tracks. Click this gray box, and yes, a diamond intersection is created. Okay, so we can now go ahead and right click, and that is all well and good. Now this next part is us just creating the sidings, as you guys are able to tell on the diagram below. And by the way, any pictures that I use throughout this series will be available in a Google Drive file that I will link down below. You guys can always check over there in case there is a new picture that you guys want to take a closer look at. So I'm going to select these section of track, and I'm going to go in and delete them. Why am I deleting a section of track, you may be asking? Well, for one, I want to go ahead and redraw because I have no clue what those tracks lengths were. Okay, and I don't want to have to spend some time just to like do the maths and figure it out either way. Now, we know that the station platforms are a total of 230 meters in length. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make it so that way the sidings are the same length. And 230 at first sounds like quite a weird number. And I will agree with you, it totally is. Okay? But the reason it's 230 meters in length, and I'll go ahead and draw out the track while I'm talking about this, is that each individual car for a San Francisco BART train is 23 meters. Reason why we have 230 meters long station. Okay. And I do want to go ahead and quickly give you guys a quick disclaimer. I do know that almost all the stations, as far as I'm aware that is, are capable of supporting 10 cars trains. So we don't have to worry about that. So we do 30 here. Boom. So now at this section, we have the little like section of track that actually allows for trains that are on the inbound section to come in to the eBART transfer platform. So I'm going to extend the westbound side of things 60 meters long. Okay. Then I want to extend this track while using the yard and the speed limit of 30. Okay, both sides. Okay. And I want to go ahead and angle this at a total of 22.5 meters. Okay? Why this length, you may be asking? Well, simply, it's the best length for us. Okay? Now, deselect that. Click snap to track. That way the track will allow the... There we go. We go ahead and do that, and we get the nice crossover. Okay. Go ahead and delete that section of track, and there we go. Now, the thing about the eBART platform, or eBART transfer platform, there is a total of 2 different lengths for the platform. On the BART side, the platform length is default to 230, is no matter what 230, okay? That's kind of like the magic number that we'll be going off of, okay? The eBART platform is a total of 120 meters, okay? So there's that. Oh, God. Now, why do I say that they're 120 meters? Because the max consist that is going to be operating on the eBART network is a total of 3 units, that each unit is a total of 40 meters in length. Okay? So that's the reason why I'm going to go with 120. Okay? Now I'm just going to extend this regularly to be 230. And we'll worry about like the additional lengths later on. So there's 230. And how are we going to get the platform placed in? Well, first of all, I want to go ahead and measure out. Since there is a 110 meter difference between the eBART size platforms and the BART size platforms, we are going to be only selecting 55 to start. So let's go ahead and select this section. We only want to select 55 meters, okay? I don't want to go any more nor any less. Ooh, that's very, very close. Get in for like a pixel perfect angle. Okay, and oh, right there. There we go. Now, BART operates on 3rd power rail only, and I will go ahead and switch all the rail over to 3rd power eventually, just not for the current moment. So how are we going to get the platform in as I mentioned? So we're going to click the inset icon right here, okay? It doesn't show up for the tooltip for me, but it will show it up for you in case you have the game. And what we're going to do, we're going to click the platforms right here, and we're going to click one of these two, either 3 or 4. I'm going to use 3, and I got to place it on the opposite side that I'm going to put it on, okay? Reason being is that if I place it on this side, okay, I place number 3 on this side, it'll simply place it in the opposite angle, okay? I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that, and go ahead and select the platform, and bring it over to this side. Now I want the little white edge, in fact that might actually be the closest that I'm ever going to get it. I might bring it a little bit closer. I want the white edge that you can see right here at the bottom of the platform to basically be hovering right above the gray ballast. Okay? Just a bit too much. I think that would be the closest I'm going to get. So there is that section of the platform. And what we're going to do, we're just going to basically click platform 1, and then we're just going to lay it down like a regular section of track. Okay? We just want 120 meters right here. Okay, and there we go. And before I place this next section of the tracks, I want to go ahead and use the select tool. I want to select from here. No, I don't want to select the track. Over to this side. Select from right there. And bring you down. So that way you match up almost perfectly with this side of the line. In fact, that's exactly perfect. So then we want to use the inset tool again, and we want to put it on the opposite side. So we want to use a regular track, and we want to use the narrow, because the tracks that are used on BART is a 7-foot wide track. The track that is used on eBART is a standard gauge track. So I don't know why they decided to use two different types of tracks, but I think it's mostly for the fact that the train model that is going to be used for eBART is what's the word that I'm looking for? It doesn't match the right size for the current BART trains. So yeah. So we want to go ahead and click on that. We just want to click this side. Oh no, that's the concrete. We want to use an arrow. Okay, there we go. You can see a slight difference between the two tracks. So there's that. Now I'm not going to worry about adjusting the location of that track. I'm going to actually leave it be. Let's go over to here. And let's go ahead and go back over to the platforms menu, and let's select platform 3. Why? Because if we go ahead and do 55 meters, okay, it'll put it on the right side. Okay. Now, I don't know why it's so finicky like that. So don't ask me why that. Whenever you use the insect icon, it actually places it opposite when you're trying to place it down on the like with the train track. I honestly don't know. Okay, so there is a little section of track that I will admit that actually is right here, but that's kind of like a yard section of track, so I'm gonna place that a little bit. And let's see, I'm just gonna place it at a 50-meter length. Okay, and how come there's not like a buffer right there? That's kind of weird. Okay, let's go ahead and just extend this side of the track. I'm gonna extend this the max length of 500 meters. So let's go ahead and bring this all the way down. No, I want to actually bring it to only 300. Yeah, 300 meters only is what I want to bring it to. I'll get into more of a reason why later. So, right here, at this point, we are now going to be creating the siding for the BART trains on this side, okay? This side that we're currently on. Okay. Oh, sorry about that, crack. Okay. So, we want to have a section of track that is able to come off of this track, and I'm going to make it so that way it's 40 meters, or no, 50 meters long. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and double click, and let's go ahead and select 2 tracks, and select the main tracks right here, and go ahead and extend this by a total of 230 meters. In fact, I'm going to make it 235 since it's going to have buffers on the end. Okay. Oh, 235. Come on. Okay. There we go. Now this side. This is going to be the finicky side. Okay. Why is it going to be the finicky side, you may be asking? Well, simply because we need to have the actual, like, track that actually spurs off right here come exactly from this point. Okay? No exceptions. So we need to use yard. I'm going to change the track speed to 30. Okay? And then we want to just come off of it And we want to use something similar to about I think it's 17.5. Yeah, I think it's 17.5 that we need. Oh no, I need to do 20. My bad. So let's go 20. And then I believe, damn, that's not gonna work. Actually, I need to have snap to track on. Wonder it wasn't gonna work because snap to track wasn't enabled. Okay, so that is a little bit too long, so I think I need to have it be a little bit shorter than that. Okay. Click it again. We want to use concrete yard tracks 30 and 30. Okay. Due to about 18 meters. I think that will work. Yeah, 18 meters I believe will work. I believe it should come out like right here. But I'm going to deselect snap to track and bring this at about 12.5 meters long. Okay, and then I want you to click snap to track. That's not going to work. I think I need to do it the opposite way around. So let me go ahead and redo that. Or undo that. Get rid of the snap to track real quick. I'm going to bring this down by a total of 30 or 20 meters actually. Because if I did 30, I would have less space to work with. So we want to go, I think we want to go like 20. I want to go like 15. It's a much tighter curve that we have to work with. In fact, that may be a little bit too short. Okay. Bring this down, I think 15. There we go. Now, let's go ahead and enable the snap to track function. And there we go. I think that just like a few more meters and then I would have been okay. Let's actually chance it. Let's go ahead and go out. Get rid of snap to track. Go out by a total of 15, I'd say. No, let's go 10. Guess the BART trains are gonna be a little bit interested. 15 is what we need. Not to track. Okay, that is not what I exactly wanted. So let me go ahead and go out by another 1.5 meters. And I really wish I can get that a little bit closer. Go 1 meter then. Now go ahead and go back. Go 16 meters. Oh, that's perfect. I could not have done that any better myself. So there we have it. That is basically the eBART and section of track for the transfer platform and the start of this track. So I am going to leave the video off there, ladies and gentlemen. If you guys have liked this one, please do consider giving it a like rating. If you are feeling more complicated than a thumbs up or a thumbs down, please leave it in the comment section. and I will catch you guys for the next video.